China thought it was smart, but that was only until Indonesia did not outfox it. Now Russia is laughing at China's ludicrousness. Let me explain how. Hi and welcome to TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I'm your host Tejasvi Malhotra. Let's begin. Chinese power plants and steel makers have reportedly been told to hunt for alternatives to Russian coal amid widening sanctions on Moscow for its military operation in Ukraine. Lenders are sending private notes to Chinese state-owned companies not to rely on Russian coal and shore up local production. Now, Chinese importers are awaiting Beijing's guidelines on whether to continue with Russian imports or look for alternative suppliers. Sounds strange, right? After all, aren't Russia and China supposed to be red comrades in arms? Well, they are not. In fact, China thought it could milk the invasion of Ukraine to join the club of countries kicking Russia's economy. So it has unofficially stopped importing Russian coal and oil. But here's where things get interesting. You see, China's bravado on Russia had a foundation. China thought it did not need Russia. Russia is the world's third largest coal exporter. That makes China a big importer of Russian coal. But given the prevailing situation vis-a-vis Russia and the world, China thought it could slyly join the bandwagon of hurting Moscow economically. But Indonesia has pulled a fast one over China. How so, you might ask? Here's how. Coal miners in Indonesia are preparing for potential new curbs on exports. According to Bloomberg, new restrictions on overseas sales are possible in either April or August. Earlier, Indonesia had paused coal exporters in January only to resume them a month after. The move had caused widespread panic in China, which has been reeling under a coal and power crisis ever since it stopped importing Australian coal. The West is hunting for new sources of coal, oil, and gas in the wake of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. That has pushed prices of such resources over the roof. According to a weekly index compiled by IHS Markit and Argus Asia's benchmark Newcastle, coal price jumped 35% to a new record of $353.75 a ton on Friday. The only reason why China even dared to pause its coal imports from Russia was that it was sure of Indonesia continuously supplying Beijing with anthracite. Indonesia, however, has decided to jeopardize China's energy security by making it clear to the world that it can't stop exporting coal at a time of its choosing. China cannot import coal from Australia. Indonesia can block coal exports at any time. The domestic coal output of China is not sufficient to meet its vast needs. Additionally, coal mines in China remain shut for an extended period, thus upending the communist nation's energy calculus throughout the year. What kind of a situation does that throw up? China will ultimately be forced to import Russian coal at an inflated price. Despite wanting to grow independent of Russian coal, China has gotten back to square one. Russia made up 14% of China's total coal imports last year due to increased demands and throttled supplies from Australia. In present scenario, Russia needs to divert at least 38% of its total coal production to China to mitigate the impact of Western sanctions. Moscow is simultaneously realizing that China might not be a strong and dominant economy after all, which can help Russia lessen its emergent economic miseries.